So Trent, you're the owner, the operator, the manager of a digital forensic examination company called Cyber Agents. Is that right?
That's right.
How long have you done that?
I've done digital forensics for about 16 years.
Okay. I tell you, I first met you on a couple of cases a long time ago where I had a client who was accused of downloading contraband images. It was CSAM, right? And this client insisted up and down, swore on Bibles, his mom, his sister, his wife, that he never downloaded these images. Is it possible for someone not to download, contraband images and for those images to be on their device?
Yes.
How does that happen?
Generally, that's called a inadvertent download. That is possible. So a long time ago, I used to see cases based on LimeWire or FrostWire or Aries in some instances. And with those programs, a user can select to download multiple files at a time. So if a user does a search for something perfectly legitimate and they download the first 50 items, some of that could contain CSAM.
So what it is if you're doing a batch download, you could have CSAM or other contraband images in that batch download.
Correct.
Okay. And you said you were talking about a while ago with LimeWire and these other services. What about today, 2025 and beyond? Do you see that happening much?
Not with that particular software. I haven't seen that software used in about 10 years.
Okay.
I still see a few BitTorrent cases where people are downloading torrent files that contain CSAM. Most of the time with a BitTorrent, though, you can prove where a user got it, because to download a BitTorrent file, to download a BitTorrent content, you need a .torrent file, which initiates the download. Usually those are found on websites that aggregate torrent files, and usually there's relatively accurate descriptions of those. So in some instances, you can have a batch of files within a torrent file, and a single torrent file can download, 100 videos.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those videos within that could contain CSAM, and the user would not necessarily know that.
One of the other things that I've seen on one case that I defended was the fact that somebody took my client's computer and intentionally downloaded CSAM to set them up. Have you seen that before?
Yes.
How would somebody try to disprove that? Because, it's on the machine, it's a legit download. Forensically, it's going to look like the operator of that machine downloaded it. What does someone do in that situation?
Well, a lot of that particular situation requires a good investigator, because a lot of the time you're going to try to prove that a user wasn't at a particular location at that time. So that would require asking people for video camera footage, asking for work records, asking for clock in, clock out records, finding alibis to show that they were not at that particular, show they were at a particular location, not where the laptop or computer was located.
Right. I think in my case, if I remember correctly, they were able to say where the computer was, right, through, I don't remember what source, but we were able to determine that the computer was in location A, and then based on the smartwatch that my client was wearing, he was in location B at the time of the download. So we were able to raise serious doubt as to whether or not he was the individual sitting in front of the computer. Is that one of the ways that you would be able to do that?
Absolutely.
All right, so anything that would show that the person who allegedly downloaded this material was at another geographic location is probably your best opportunity to disprove that they were the ones sitting in front of the machine.
Absolutely.
So I guess in those cases, it's real important to show that other individuals had access, whether they were passwords or an unpassworded machine, unpassword protected machine. Those are the avenues that one would pursue in those type of cases.
Absolutely.
Are there any other ways that, contraband images could wind up on a person's device or computer other than this batch download or a third party doing it intentionally?
Sure. The most common way is that someone's browsing the web and looking at and doing image searches. And so some of the images returned from the image search might contain known victims or contraband.
Would the individual who's doing the image search even know that?
They wouldn't know that it's stored on their computer necessarily.
So how does that happen?
Some of the forensic artifacts we recover are browser cache.
Browser cache, what is that?
A browser cache is the place a computer temporarily stores files from the web.
Okay, so I do a search. Let's say I'm looking for a particular image of an actress, okay? And I do a search by either uploading or clicking on that actress and say find similar or find images of this. It goes out, it searches, and then it puts a bunch of those other images in a cache file. Is that what I'm hearing?
Sure. So actually everything that you look at and see in your browser is cached to your computer, whether it's displayed on the screen or not.
Wait a minute. How can something be cached to my computer that's not displayed on my screen?
Because the web page is just instructions that tell the browser how to display particular items. The instructions will tell the website to send all the images for this website to be put in the cache on your computer. And then your computer rebuilds that web page and displays it for you. But you might not scroll to that part of the web page which contains the image which is already in your cache.
So it sounds to me like if you've got images on your computer that the government says you downloaded and viewed, you're going to need a digital forensic expert to come in and take a look at that machine or device in your court-martial or in your administrative separation.
Absolutely.
All right. And from our discussion so far, you can have batch downloads where you don't know what's there. You can have an intentional download by a third party when you're somewhere else, or you can have cached images that you never saw or looked at. Those are three ways that those images could get there.
That's correct.
And I presume that there are other ways that could happen that are far too technical to talk about in a short video.
Yes.
If you're being charged with possession or distribution or viewing of CSAM, or you've got other illicit images on your computer or device, give us a call. We're the law office of Will M. Helixon. We are your warrior advocates. You defend the nation. We defend you.